One of the ideas was to differentiate the experience not just from standard ballpark seats, but from within the existing premium structure that we had at the ballpark. The idea for the Boone County Bourbon Press Club really came from a different project that we had been eyeballing for a long time. We had 6 suites down the left field line at our stadium that were unsold on a season-long basis, and we were using for rentals. And we started to look at that footprint as an opportunity area for a new club space. But as we got into the plans or the planning of what that area would look like, we realized that the real estate wasn't big enough. And at that point in time, we refocused our efforts on the press box. So once we identified that that was going to be the new space and the new real estate to work with, everything else just kind of came into focus as it related to the finished product. 3 different price points, all inclusive, with the goal of really getting an enhanced premium experience within the ballpark. There are 84 fixed seats. We had actually also built in the ability to sell up to 30 access passes, which were effectively standing room tickets that allowed additional guests to get into the club. So a total of 114 was our initial capacity. We have been focusing primarily on the 84 fixed seats, 3 rows of 28. The front row is 7 half-moon tables, each with 4 seats, and we sell those only in groups of 4. That is the highest priced experience in the ballpark, which on a season ticket basis is around $258 per ticket, a little bit more than $1,000 per game. The second row is about $228 per ticket. We sell those in pairs and try to avoid, as most premium areas do, the odd 3rd or 5th ticket. And then the third row C, about $185 per ticket on a season-long basis. And again, selling those in pairs or 4s where able. The grand entry into the Boone County Bourbon Press Club was one that really came together during the course of the conversations. We had centered on a design that was very rustic, dark wood, brass. And as we started to have those conversations, the bourbon theme really came to focus. And with that 25-foot walkway into the space, we developed the idea to have the entrance looking like you are beginning to walk into a bourbon barrel. So it really fit the overall theme. The sponsor came on board. That really kind of drove that final aspect of that theme home, which was great. The partnership with Boone County Bourbon really came after we had identified the overall theme for the club. We like to have the rustic, dark wood, bourbon style feeling, and that's really something that has taken off across the whole country and specifically here in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. So it was a theme that we identified and started searching partners that kind of fit that mode. And at the end of the day, the Boone County Bourbon folks stepped up. Really cool story. They've kind of rejuvenated that brand over the last number of years, and they have been great to work with. It fits the space, was really important to us. So one of the ideas was to differentiate the experience not just from standard ballpark seats, but from within the existing premium structure that we had at the ballpark. We kind of accomplished that in a couple of different ways. First was a climate-controlled seating area. Every seat within the Boone County Bourbon Press Club is covered, even when our windows to this field are open, which we try to do almost every home game. The second of which was a little bit more of a customizable food and beverage option to it. One of the ways we've done that is by creating an action station that guests are allowed to pick how they want their steaks done or pastas topped. And then we've also built 36 personal liquor lockers within the space. So guests can order bourbon or red wine directly from our caterer, Delaware North, and store those in those lockers and have access to them throughout the course of the season. Like we all do within this very close-knit and wonderful community is, share ideas and best practices. And we certainly leaned on counterparts across particularly MLB, but in other sports and arenas. The half moon table, as an example in the front row, is a very, very unique aspect in a unique seating location and category. And frankly, it's probably one of the better spaces that I've been. We were lucky enough to work with a great architect, Michael Schuster and Associates, who helped design the space for us and really brought those final touches to life and made it a really awesome and incredible place.